So welcome to class. Good to be here this morning. For today's class, we're going to need a foam roller, a Pilates little ball. My band disappeared, my ankle band. That's no good. Oh, here it is. Ankle band and a block. As always, if you have an injury or something sensitive, please listen to your body. And I often try more than just doing the workout. I try very, very hard to educate about the anatomy, the part of the body, so you understand why we do what we do and what to be cautious of. So if we use any object around the thoracic spine, okay, the rib cage is a girdle that protects the vital organs inside the body. However, they're not all constructed the same way. So the top part of your rib cage, the 7 top ribs connect into the sternum, the breastbone, and of course they originate from the spine. Those top 7 ribs are very structured, so you can put weight on them and most likely you're not going to get hurt. However, the bottom ribs, some of them are just what they call false ribs. They have less structure, okay, because they don't connect to the sternum, they only connect to the back, and some of those have cartilage, so they just connect to the top, the fuse. If you look at those 4 fingers, for example, okay, just imagine that those lower ribs just connect to the top ribs, so they have less structure. And then we have 2 bottom ribs, the 11th and the 12th. They just float. They call them floating ribs. Just imagine they're just like that. They come out from the spine and they don't connect to anything. So those even have less stability at best. So we have to be a little bit cautious to understand that. So when I often say, if we have used the ball in the past, I'll never tell you to use a block on this region here because the lower parts are very fragile, okay? So it's very easy to bruise or to hurt something in there. So I just wanted you to know that, and especially like if you go in the back, as I said, those 2 bottom ribs, they're floating around the kidneys in that area, sometimes you might feel a little pressure or sensitivity. Always respect the body. So when you understand the structure, like that's why I said you can put so much weight on the leg here. For the most part, you're not going to hurt it. There's a lot of strength in there. The rib cage is a little bit more fragile, so in some parts, we have to be careful, especially the lower part towards the waistline. So I just wanted to throw that out there. We'll get started on the foam roller, just massaging the spine and hydrating the spine. Make sure that the back of your skull is on the foam roller and lift and lengthen your tailbone so your spine is nicely tracked, elongated, and then relax your arms. Find the center of your foam roller and then just breathe in, and you can either shimmy your hips right and left a little bit. Notice the sacrum on the foam roller. Notice your shoulder blades on the foam roller and the back of your skull. And we refer to those the triple S because they are curved out, rounded, and those are the parts that are going to touch the foam roller. And then notice that the low back has a natural arch and your cervical spine has a natural arch. So the triple S will be the back of your skull, your scapula, your shoulder blades, and your sacrum. So to keep a natural spine, that's what we need to think about. We need the sacrum to be grounded, we need the shoulder blades to be grounded, and we need the back of the skull. And just keep on going right and left, or just stay there and breathe into it. Now ground your feet, lift and lengthen your tailbone a little more because now you have more length. And now take your palms over your heart, open your feet a little wider, that will give you more stability. And now take your hands up and over your head, and then big circle. Inhale up and over your head, big circle. And go the other way, down and up, all the way forward, down and up, all the way forward. Good. Bring your palms up over your heart, and now bend the right elbow to a cactus, and then lift it up. And left, cactus, and lift it up. And now together, cactus your arms, palms facing forward, breathe in. Stay here. Now lift your ribcage towards the ceiling. Expand the space between your sternum, your breastbone, and your ribs. Maximize your breath here. And now exhale, release. Do it one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Slowly release your arms, a few shoulder rolls in both directions. Wiggle your hips once again, and I roll over to the side and move the foam roller and notice, oh, the sense of groundness. Massage your hips right and left very little. Your knees are just swaying to the right and left, but very little. So remember that term triple S, that's meaning that the back of your skull, the back of your shoulder blades, and your sacrum will be grounded on the floor. That's when we want to keep a neutral spine. Take a block between your knees on the medium setting. Take your palms down to the floor, ground your feet. And now inhale, lift your tailbone. It's going to be 3 incrementals, and then the sacrum, and then your low back. That means your ribs are on the floor. And now lengthen your hips towards your calf muscles. Lower your low back only and breathe into that length. Breathe into that length. Then drop your sacrum and drop your tailbone. Inhale, lift your tailbone only. Notice what you feel as we travel. Lift your sacrum, and now lift your low back. It's a very, very low bridge. Take your hands to your thighs. We'll change it up a little bit. And now lift 1 inch and lower. Your low back should be super quiet. Lift 1 inch, lower. Lift and hold, lower small. Maybe you close your eyes and visualize the engagement of your glutes coming all the way down to your bones. Lift and hold and lower. Lift and hold, lower. Lift and hold, stay here. Turn your palms towards one another, and now you're going to mimic the block. Keep your pelvis steady with just squeezing the block in and release. Squeeze in and release. Notice the engagement of your glutes. Squeeze in and release little. Squeeze and hold. Lower. Release. Squeeze. Release. And 4, hold, notice, release. Squeeze and hold. And release. Squeeze and hold. And release. And now squeeze and hold. Stay there. Make sure your low back is still happy. Otherwise, drop your hips a little more. Turn your palms up towards the ceiling. And now take your left hand over your right fingers, and now give yourself a little stretch here. Depress the shoulders down. You're still in your bridge. Sinking all the way to the bone. Breathing there. And now take your right fingertips and turn your fingers towards your knee. Take your left hand over the top of your palm and now stretch it out. Still with your glutes, we're letting them marinate and sink deeply into the tissue. And now release your right hand and turn your left fingers towards the ceiling up. The palm towards the ceiling. And now take your right hand over the left hand, stretch it out. Breathe here. And now do the opposite. Turn your palms, your fingers towards your knee. Release your hands, little circles, both directions. Good. Now take your hands on your thighs, lengthen your hips towards your calf muscles, lower your low back only and breathe into that length. We're telling the nerve system we want to be, the low back wants to be lengthened and separate from the hip. And now lower your sacrum and lower your tailbone. Feel that length. Breathe in there. Move the block out of your way. And now drop your knees right and left. Little massage the SI joint here. Breathe. Try to stay committed to staying on your sacrum. It doesn't mean that we never go to the tailbone. That doesn't mean that. But when we want to create a stable, a neutral spine, that's where we need to be. All right. So now take the Pilates ball, and hopefully yours is not fully bloated. You want it to be a little squishy. And now you're gonna take this under your right. We're gonna be on our back, right under your sit bone and your hamstring. Okay. Relax your right leg down. That will be your lazy. Find your sacrum on the floor. Press it down. Now lift your right heel off the floor. You're on the ball. There's a lot of engagement there. Right hand over your front lower ribs, keeping them down. Open your left arm in a T position. Inhale, press and engage the quad muscles. Lift your left leg up. Lift your left arm up over your heart. Press the sacrum to the floor. You're not on your tailbone. Breathe in here. Now listen, keep your chest and your hips steady. Open your left arm to the left. Drop your left leg down to the floor. Release your right leg down. Inhale. Lift your right leg up. You're still on the ball the whole time. Quad muscles are super active. Lift your left leg like you have a sandbag here on your sacrum. Lift your left hand over your heart. Now lift your chin so you have an apple. And now lift your chest up. Breathe in here for 3, 2, 1. Drop your head down. Drop your left leg down. Left arm and left heel. Oh. Breathe in here. If you have any discomfort in your neck, take your right hand behind your head and cradle your head, elbow in. Inhale, lift your right leg, feel that engagement. Lift your left leg, you're on your sacrum, lift your left arm, lift your head and now resist your head to your hand. Keep breathing here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower everything down. Inhale. Lift your right leg. Press your sacrum. You have your triple S, feel it. And now exhale, lift your leg, lift your arm, lift your chest. You have an apple below your chin. Press that sacrum. Press the ball for 3, 2, 1. Lower down and take a little rest. Bend your right leg, take the ball under your right foot, stretch it out. Bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Good. Bend your right leg, and now the ball is under your right foot. Breathe in here. Lift your left leg up. Breathe. Take your hands to your thighs. Sacrum on the floor. Draw the shoulders into the socket. Breathe in here. Maybe you close your eyes. Press that ball. Lower your left leg down with control. Extend your right leg out. Inhale. Exhale, bend your right leg. Press the ball. Lift your left leg. Maybe you lift your hips off the floor. Yes, some of you might get a cramp the first, the second time. If that happens, lower your hips and stretch out the right leg. Lengthen your tailbone, lower your low back, sacrum, tailbone, drop your left leg, extend your right leg out. Lift your palms over your heart. Activate your arms. Inhale, bend your right leg. Exhale, squeeze the ball, lift your hips, lift your left leg. 4, lengthen your tailbone. 3, 2, 1. Lower your low back, lower your sacrum, lower your tail, lower your legs, stretch out your right leg. Inhale. Exhale, keep your hips on the floor this time. Lift your left leg up. Quad muscles are active. Inhale. Exhale, lift your shoulders off the floor. Travel your arms to the left. Depress the shoulders, but lift one more vertebra and lift your chin. Breathe here. Bend your right leg with the ball. Stretch it out. 2 more. Bend. Breathe. Depress the shoulders. Lift your chest. Extend. Last one. Bend. And extend. Bring your hands up and lower your left leg. Open your arms in a T. Exhale it out. Good job. Take the ball to your left leg under your sit bone. Drop your heel down to the floor. Good. Left hand towards your front lower ribs to remind us to stay grounded. And now with your next breath, breathe and lift your left heel off the floor. Quad muscles are active. Sacrum grounded, not just touching, but you're stamping the floor. Now lift your right leg like you have a sandbag. Spread those toes. And now keep your body steady. Lift your right arm. Breathe, plug the arm in. Maybe you close your eyes, keep pressing your sacrum, draw the arms into the socket. With your next breath, lower everything down to the floor, but don't wobble. Stay centered. Inhale, left hand behind your head. Elbow in. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, lift your chest, lift your right leg, and lift your right arm. Chin is lifted. Press that sacrum to the floor for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower everything with control. Less wobbling, more engagement. Inhale. Lift your left leg. Quad muscles are active. Exhale, lift everything else off the floor. Lift your chin. Breathe in here. Press the ball. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down and rest. Bend your left leg. Take the ball under your left foot. Stretch the leg out and in. Out and in. Out and in. And next time it's in, make sure that it's stable. Like I said, if you find a cramp will come up, just come down with your hips and stretch the leg out. Inhale, hands on your thighs. Exhale, lift your hips off the floor. Oh, lift your right leg up. Breathe in here. It's a low bridge for 3, 2, and 1. Drop your leg, lengthen your tailbone, lower 1 section at a time. Stretch out your left leg. And notice where that cramp might be in the background. Breathe and shine a light in there. Inhale, lift your palms up over your heart. Bend your left leg. Press that ball. Lift your right leg and lift your hips. Woo! Keep breathing. Oh, I feel a cramp. For 4. Breathe. 3. Woo! 2. And 1. Lower down 1 section at a time. Stretch your leg out. One more time. Inhale, bend your left leg. Press it down. Lift your hips off the floor. And that's why we do those things, because my left side is definitely talking to me. Breathe in here. Woo! Lift your right leg up. And I celebrate. Maybe even your hands have to come down. Right now I have to put my palms down because I need attention. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen, lower, stretch out your left leg. Yeah. So just to let you know, my left side was definitely talking to me, and I had to put my palms down, but I'm celebrating because I'm finding something today. Yesterday was no issue. Today it is. Inhale. Bend your left leg. Lift your hips. Lift your right leg. Hug those muscles. Maybe this time your palms can come off the floor. 4. Maybe one hand can come off the floor. 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen. Lower your right leg. Extend your left leg. Keep your hands where they are. Inhale. Press your sacrum. Lift your right leg up. On your next exhale, lift your chest and travel to the right. Depress the shoulders. Lift your chin. Lift your chin. Breathe in here. Now keep your right leg in its track. Spread your toes for 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bend your left leg and extend. Lift a little higher. Lift your chin. Bend your left leg and extend. Last one. Bend your hands outside your right leg. That's it. And extend for 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back. Give yourself a little hug, side to side. Massaging the SI joint. Breathe and feel. All right, move the ball out of your way. And now find your little band in your hands. Take your thumb underneath the band, okay, and then grab your hands. Okay, so grab your hands from the top, like so. Sacrum on the floor, you have your triple S now. Front lower ribs are down. And I take keep your left hand where it is, just bend your right elbow like a bow. Don't touch the floor. Push, 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 push. And now with control, come back in. Look at your wrist, keep them neutral. Inhale. Exhale, keep your hips steady on the floor so you're not favoring one side or another. And push and come up. Inhale. Exhale, core active. Lower, bend the elbow. Slowly come up. Inhale. Exhale, bend the elbow towards the floor. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come up. Okay. Now we're going to do a little bicep with the right arm. So the palm is facing you or your fist is facing you. Keep your left arm steady. Draw the arms into the socket. Find your triple S. Back of your skull, shoulder blades, and your sacrum. And now bend your right elbow towards your right shoulder. Elbow into the midline. And now slowly release. Inhale. Exhale, bend the elbow. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Notice your hips. Slowly release. Inhale. Exhale, bend the elbow with control. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. One more. Inhale. Exhale, bend. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Take a little rest, relax, and play piano with your fingers here. Good. Before we go to the other side, grab that band again, just the way you were. Find your center and now pull the band on both directions. Plug the arms in, lift your chin. Push more than you think you can. 2, 1, slowly come center. Inhale. Exhale, push and pull. Pull, pull, pull. Find the edge. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back in. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, pull. Your whole body is a part of this movement. Feel you pulling your ankles energetically to the right and left without moving them. Front lower ribs are down. Push a little more. Pull. 2, 1. Oh, come back in and take a little rest. Relax your fingers. Knees right and left, little. Okay, going to the second side. Your right hand stays steady the whole time, but it's grounded. Your hips are in the middle. Inhale. And now bend your left elbow towards the floor. Breathe here. Your wrists are in neutral. And now slowly, like you're hesitating to straighten your left arm. Inhale. Exhale, pull. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Inhale. Exhale, bend and pull. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug those muscles. Release slow. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, pull. Use your muscles, your strength. 4. From the bone out. 2, 1. Slowly come up. Take a little rest. Release those fingers. A couple of shoulder rolls. Okay, slowly come up. Inhale. This time, turn your fist towards your face. And now keep your right arm grounded. We're going to do a bicep. Bend your left, your wrist, your fist comes towards your shoulder joint. And now slowly release. Inhale. Exhale, bend. 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Inhale. Exhale, bend. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. One more. Inhale. Exhale, bend. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Take a little rest. Flush it out. Internally, you're giving yourself a little massage. Visualize the blood flow and the synovial fluid. All right, now take the palms through the band so you're on your wrist. Keep your front lower ribs grounded. They would want to come and flare up. Keep them as grounded as possible. And now energetically pull the ankles away from each other. And now pull the band and take the band diagonal over your head, not all the way to the floor, but plug the arms in and hug your muscles. Breathe here. 4, 3, 2, oh, slowly come up, bend your elbows, take a little rest. When you feel challenged, rather than go in your head, think about, where am I challenged? Where do I need to shine my light and hug my muscles? Lift your palms up, inhale. Pull your ankles energetically without moving your legs. Pull your band as much as you can. Front lower ribs down. Now take it up and over your head. Any amount. Pull the band. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come up and let it go. Good job. Few shoulder rolls. Shake your hands. Shake, 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 shake. And slowly come up. Woo. All right, find your band over the ankle, over your ankles. You're going to be resting on your palm and on your elbow, okay? And ideally, your rib cage is off the floor. Okay, you're going to take the feet over the ball. So that means that your core has to be strong here. It'll be very easy to be lazy on your rib cage, right? So see if you can lift up, draw the elbow into your shoulder joint. Glutes are active. And now lift your leg up. Your knee is facing forward, using the outer glutes here. 3. Now imagine there's a ceiling and you're pushing the ceiling and the ceiling is pushing you down and no one is winning. It's isometric for 3, 2, 1. Slowly imagine you're squeezing a ball. Good. Inhale. Lift your chest. Exhale, pull and hold. Find the edge of that ceiling and the ceiling is pushing you down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down and rest. Now I want to see your chin lifted, not down to the floor. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Oh, breathe. So, okay, come down for a moment. So it's very easy just to do that. Today, we want to go slow because remember all those muscles we built in those glutes? You're working from the bone out, not the top layers of the tissue. But the slower you go, the deeper it's going to get. Okay, today that's what we're focusing on. So breathe and hold, lift your chin. And I find that ceiling pressing in you now from the bone, pushing out. Oh, oh, oh. 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Slowly release and rest. Keep your right top leg on the ball. Extend the leg out. Your bottom leg is down on the floor, and I come back again to your elbow. The top leg is pressing. It's like scissoring your legs. And now we're going to do abduction with the bottom leg. Lift. It's very little. Oh, not easy. Lift your chest, core active. Visualize your inner leg is reaching to the ceiling. And I slowly lower down. Inhale. Exhale, lift and hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift a little higher. Lower down. Remember, your job is always to figure out where do I need to put attention? Where do I need to grow? 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. So now the top leg is stabilizing you. 4, 3, lift a little higher. 2, 1. Ooh, that's a lot of work right there. Okay, last one. Inhale. Exhale, hug and lift. Adduction, breathe. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Take your arms over your head, bend your knees. Splash it out. Stick your tushy in and out. Good job. Slowly come up. Before we go to the other side, here is the setup. Your right forearm, listen, just watch. Your right forearm is going to be on the ball. That means you have to be really, really strong. Your right hand is on the floor. Look under your belly. Bring your knees in a little and adjust the top leg. Is extended. Gaze forward. Lift your chest. I'm going to lift and lower. Extension of the hip and lower. Okay, gaze forward, not down. Left forearm on the ball, right hand on the floor. Lift, right leg. So left forearm on the ball, that's it, your left forearm. Yeah, right hand down. So it's gonna look like so. Bring your left knee in more, so your pelvis is gonna be steady. Lift your right leg, core, lift your chest off the floor, lower. Use those glutes, lift, and now don't lift so high where you're starting to tilt your pelvis. Lift, lower. 3 more, lift and hold, lower. Lift and hold, listen, kick it to the right. Oh, what happened? Bring it in and lower. Last one, inhale. Lift and hold, hollow your belly. Kick it to the right. 2, 1. Slowly come back in. Child's pose. You can take your hands on the ball. Stretch it out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Slowly come up. We'll go to the other side. So you're on your right side now. Feet will be on the ball. You're on your elbow. And now see if you can lift your rib cage off the floor. Draw the right elbow towards your shoulder joint. Inhale, lift your chin a little. And now exhale, lift your leg. Find the edge of that ceiling. And the ceiling is pressing you down. You're using your tissue from the bone out. So that's the deep layers. For 3. Notice how this side might be so different from the other side. Your knee is straight. Slowly lower down. Inhale. Lift. And lift your leg. Breathe. Energetically draw the right elbow towards your armpit. 4. Close your eyes. Can you visualize your femur bone reaching up to your skin? 2, 1. With control, lower down. Good. Inhale. Exhale, lift slow, slow. Someone is pushing you down and you're resisting with your strength. Lift it up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down. Because we've been working so much on this glute stabilization, most of you should feel those glutes are more alive now. Inhale. Slower than before. Lift slow, slow. Push it up, push it up. Breathe here. 4, 3. Keep on resisting like you have ways to go, but you don't. It's all in place. Oh, slowly lower. Oh my goodness, stretch it out, relax your arm. Breathe. All right. Top leg on the ball. Take the ball behind you a little. Stretch it out and now bottom leg forward. If your arm got tired, you can stay here. Otherwise, come into your elbow again. Front lower ribs are down. Top leg is active. Inner leg is active. Inhale. And I exhale, lift, adduction. Lift your chest. Lift your ribs up to the crown of your head. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down. Inhale. Lift your chin a little. Exhale, lift and hold. Hold. Core muscles are active. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Inhale. Glutes active, core active. Lift slow and control. Hold it here. 4. It's challenging for me too, but I know it's beneficial. 1. Slowly. Oh, it's almost making me nauseous. That means I need it. Okay, last one. Take a moment. Inhale. Exhale, lift and hold. Lift your chest. 4, 3, 2, Lift a little higher. Oh my goodness, release it, stretch it out. Stick your tushy in and out. Okay, last one on this set. Come all the way up. This time your right forearm on the ball. Now bring your knees to keep your pelvis in neutral and more stable. Usually we say knees under your hips. I would say bring your knees in front of your hips. And now take your right forearm to the ball. Your left hand on the floor. Gaze forward and lift your chest up. Press. Depress the shoulders, extend your left leg. And now lift it up. Connect your left heel to your left glute, your left shoulder. And then lower. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Doesn't have to be too high. Lengthen your tailbone. Lower. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Breathe. Lower. One more. Inhale. Exhale, lift here. Hold, hold. Kick it to the left. Keep your body steady. Come back in. Lower. Last one. Inhale. Lift up. Exhale. Kick it to the left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back in. Drop your knee. Child's pose on the ball with your hands. Move the ball to the right side. And now draw the left shoulder into the socket and draw the left hip back. You can gaze under your left armpit. Breathe and now stretch out those intercostal muscles, your lats. Breathe into your back body. Slowly come up and move the ball all the way to the left. Draw the right shoulder back and the right hip back is under the right armpit. Breathe. Slowly come up. A few shoulder rolls. Great job, everyone. Move the band out of your way for now. And now see if you can tuck your toes under. Watch me for a second. If this is difficult for you, then maybe you sit, a block will be right between your legs, maybe even on the toe setting, I don't know. But we're just gonna do a couple of those. Again, we've been working on functional movement, trying to bend and lower those knees. So my toes are tucked under. There's those little train tracks, straight line. I'm gonna lift and I bring the right foot forward. Your glutes are active. Now, what I don't want to see, what I do not want to see is when you come up, you're doing like a little detour. Okay, I want you to come forward, like flexion of the hip. Lengthen your tailbone, your glutes are active. If you need padding for your knee, of course, and now see if you can bring it back in, and maybe you sit back on your heels or not. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe you have blocks in front of you to help you. Okay, because you have to use, for some of us, we need a little support in order to mobilize and hydrate those joints. So lift up again, inhale. right leg forward. Yes, and maybe at one point you won't be dragging. Now don't go so far in. Adjust. 90 frontal ribs are down. And now see if you can bring that weight to the left glute and bring the right leg back. And now see if you can sit, or maybe your blocks are helping you to sit back. Now, if you're one of those that it's like this is really hard and it's all rusty, come forward and go back. Come forward and put less weight on the blocks. I want you to focus on your knees. Focus on your knees. Forward and back. Yes. Focus on your knees. Forward and back. Forward and back. And then forward and right foot forward. And then right leg back and sit back. Good. And now left leg. Inhale. Remember, feel free to use your blocks to help you. And then lift. Use your glutes, your core. Bring your left leg forward. And back. Sit on your heels. Maybe you're on blocks. Lift up, find your train track. Lift your leg. Good, Vicky, nice. And then take it back. Sit on your heels, or maybe you have your blocks in front of you to help you. Lift up, use your glutes and your core. Bring it forward. Notice which hip is more stable. That's important. If you feel like you want to shift to the right, then that glute has to be more active. You might even take your hand there and then bring it back and lower. Here we go. We have 3 of those. Maybe you come forward on a block, you come up and down, or you're going to lift up, glutes active, shine a light on your knees and then bend. Also notice if you're going like a TikTok effect, like you favor one versus the other, stay in your train tracks. For that, you might need the blocks to help you. Okay, if you feel like you're favoring, you might come forward and find your sit bones towards your heels, and then you come up. Okay, that's how you train yourself. Inhale, exhale, slow sit back. Yeah. And then one last time. Inhale, come up. And back. Okay. Since we haven't done that in a million years, here comes the finale. So now you're going to bring relax your feet. You're going to bring your right foot. Same idea. Left hip is grounded. Right foot to 3 o'clock. Okay. And now you either heel toe, just don't go there yet. It's either you heel toe your foot to about 12 or 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock is really tough, especially because we didn't do this in a while. For some of you, maybe a block. You put your fingertips there to help you draw the right hip back. Or you're going to tick-tock, and maybe you still have the block, but try to depend on it less and less. Okay? Less and less. Whoo! Yeah, find your center. Less and less. Yeah. And when you're eventually there, that second or third time, draw the right hip back. Glutes are active, like you're holding your pee. Stay at 11 or 12 o'clock. And now lift your hands to your heart center. Lift your chest, hollow your belly. Maybe you gaze to the right and press the mount of the big toe. Squeeze your inner thighs. And the space below your shoulder blades is powerhouse. For 3, 2, 1, gaze forward gracefully. Right leg goes to 3 o'clock. And now bring it down. Bring your hands down, draw the hips to the right and to the left. To the right and to the left. Okay, last one. Here we are. Block on the right side is a great support to start with on the toe setting if you need it. Inhale, glutes, core. Left leg goes to 9 o'clock. Now, either you heel toe your way up to 12 or 1 o'clock, or you just test the water. Hold your P, press the mat of your big toe, make back strong, and then take it back again. Try to use all the things we worked on, and we work on the glutes, the core. Inhale. Breathe, draw the left hip back when you are at 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock. And now take it back. Last one. Now, the slower you go, of course, it's harder, much harder. Inhale. Exhale, core, use all your parts. Woo! Draw the left hip back, squeeze your inner thighs. We worked on all of that today, hands to your heart center. Long spine, front lower ribs down, stay here or rotate to the left. Lift your spine tall. The front lower ribs doing a little crunch, and that will open your chest more to the left for 3, 2, 1. Slowly gaze forward. How slow can you go to 9 o'clock? Left knee down to the floor. Yay! Oh, you worked really hard today. All right, here we are. Let's stretch it out. Find your little foam roller. A block or a ball next to you for a pillow is very useful. Before we go anywhere, let's take the right, let's take the foam roller to under the right leg. So that means that your foam roller is out of the way. Your left knee is free here. Take the quad muscle over the left leg and bend your left knee. Bend your left knee sideways. Okay? You can come to your forearms, interlace your hands, and now just roll up and down. Your foot can be off the floor. You can also foam towards the inner thigh and towards the outer thigh as you turn your ankle. What's important here to remember is to engage your core slightly and relax the shoulders. Iron it out. Ooh. Breathe. You can come right above the knee, put the weight in there, and then you can even bend and straighten your knee or tick-tock your ankle, right and left, and also circling your ankle. Any one of those, or the combination of all of those. The most important thing is keep the pressure on the foam roller. Try to move very slow with lots of pressure. Good, slowly come up. And now let's move it to the other side. So move your foam roller all the way to the left. Bend your right leg like a tree pose. It takes a couple of breaths here to allow the tissue to sink in. Notice which side is more evident. Breathe. You can travel or lower your foam roller towards the lower part of your femur, right above the knee. The most important thing is to keep the pressure on the foam roller so it stresses that tissue and does all the work it needs to do. Good. Slowly come up. And now for this one, maybe you want to put a block or a ball close by you. We're going to go towards the outer right thigh. So now the foam roller is going to be horizontal. Take your right outer hip towards the right side of your foam roller. And then you're going to rest on your right side. That's the hardest part. Find a way to get there. You have many ways. The best, easiest, most accessible is to bend your top leg on the foam roller. And just find any area on the outer right thigh. And then you're going to roll towards the edge. You'll know when you're on the edge, towards the front of your thigh. Okay, and then you're going back towards the outer thigh, the IT band. Ooh. And then when you find that one spot that you feel like, I don't want to be here, but I need to be here, try to stay there and see if you can relax into that. So you're relaxing the muscles, but you're putting the pressure, like imagine your bone is pressing into the foam. And you don't even have to move. You stay here or you can circle your ankle. That's going to activate it. Make sure your top arm is not overly pressing the floor. You can even rest it on your thigh. And wherever you are, you're connecting this to your knee, to your ankle, to your hip, to your spine. Use your breath, long, steady breath. Catch yourself tensing up, change that. We're staying in one place today. If you stay long enough, it's going to start to travel to the lower and upper extremities of the body. But feel free to roll forward to the right and to the left. I keep on catching myself, tensing my body because this is very intense for me. So I remind myself to relax and breathe more. And to breathe more, try to figure out a way to breathe long breath, diaphragmic breath. Ooh, the longer you're there, you're going to reach another layer of that tissue, and that intensity may start all over again. So you have to breathe mindfully, and you're surfing on those sensations with your breath, and your pillar of light is like radiating aromatherapy oil. And the longer you're here, the more you're letting go of those muscles. This is really good and important work. Keeping the tissue healthy and hydrated. Oh my goodness, slowly come up. Ooh, that was a lot. Stretch your legs out, move the foam roller out of the way. Point and flex your feet. Stick your tushy in and out because there's a residue. So stick your tushy in and out. You might even feel some adjustments. And now we go to the other side. So maybe you just find your block, rest on the left side, and then find your foam roller. That might be easier to get into. All the way to the edge. And then roll over the ball. Now you can decide wherever you are on that thigh, it's all beneficial, and eventually it will travel down and up. Try to be more passive as best as you can. Just observe where your body wants to take you. Not where you want to be, but where does it want to take you? Because that's the true journey. Notice if this side is more pronounced or less pronounced, more intense, less intense. And slowly, if it's permissible, you're just rolling right and left. It's very little and it's slow. And you're connecting these to your hips and to your spine, to your knee and ankle, even your shoulder. Try to relax the muscles, but keep a lot of pressure on the foam. So now your pillar of light is like a little flashlight, and it's going through those little areas, and your movement may be like quarter inch, half an inch. Instead of going big range of motion, maybe very small range of motion. And see if you're finding something new that needs attention. And you may just need to stay there and breathe into that. And then scan your body. Notice if your palms are relaxed. Are your breath long, where you're expanding your ribs? That also helps to relax the nerve system. And let your breath become your invisible muscle that is creating space inside of you. always remember that the slow, steady movement is the one that creates that permanent change. You know, when we go fast and quick, it's just a quick fix. That's exactly what it is. But when you go slow and steady, you're allowing your nerve system to really rewire itself to create long-term change. All right. Awesome. Oh, we could be here for a long time. Really, only after 5 minutes, the tissue starts to open its antennas, and you can feel like if I was here for a long time, I can see how my body is going to start to open up and how everything is really connected. So, slowly come up. Take the foam roller under your low back. Rather, right under your lumbar. So your glutes are in the air. And open your feet wide, just drop your knees to the right and to the left. And notice if one side is pinchy or nervy, breathe into it. And keep the pressure there, keep the pressure. Stay on one side, maybe you might feel the psoas muscle stretching out. Use your breath. And then slowly come up and shift your hips further down until your glutes are on the floor. And now the foam roller is around your shoulder blades. Take your hands behind your head. Okay, and now initially your glutes are down on the floor. And now open your heart like you're doing a little back bend. Press your head to your hands. And now open your elbows to the right. Keep your elbows straight as best as you can. Breathe. And breathe into that side. Connect the space between your right elbow to your right armpit, to your pecs. And then come center, inhale. And then gaze to the left and connect your left elbow to your left armpit. Resist your head to your hands. Slowly come upright. Open your heart a little more. Maybe you drop your head further towards the floor. And then slowly lift it up. Now, lift your hips off the floor and just roll up and down. You can go very low and very high. Up and down. Breathe. Up and down. Shoulder blade, my hips are off the floor. Good. Slowly release it, come all the way up, and we'll finish with vertical like we started, evening out the spine now. Find your triple S, lift and lengthen your tailbone. You're on your triple S, spine long. Massage side to side. Move slowly. Lift and lengthen your tailbone. The second time, ground your feet on the floor, turn your palms up towards the ceiling, and then establish the back of your skull, your shoulder blades on the foam roller, and your sacrum on the foam roller. Take a moment to internalize all the work we did today, beautiful work, and how you arrived right here, right now. Be proud that you were able to be persistent enough to be here. And then we're slowly going to roll over the foam roller just to establish how the spine feels, and lay on your back again without it. And this is the reminder that all the work you did where you felt like, oh my goodness, we had to do all of that to arrive here, to this place of space, freedom, mobility, energy, stability. Slowly roll over to the side and come up to a seat. And every time you do whatever work you do, there's always a scanner that scans your body. What I did, what do I need to let go of? What did I learn today? What am I gonna start doing from now on? Or what am I not gonna do from now on? All of those little things to allow us to have awareness, to create a sense of balance in our lives. Hands together, we take a deep inhale. And a deep exhale. Namaste. Thank you. Happy Tuesday to all of you. Excellent work today. Let me know how you feel. If you have any questions, I'll be always happy to hear from you. Bye-bye.